Hey phonies, I'm Crazy Pretzel coming to you live out here in front of the Coke machine, the memorous Coke machine, where on that final day, the era of Classic 1333 deceased. The era of Crazy Pretzel has begun. I would like to apologize for waiting a week to do a video, but I don't have to apologize because I'm Crazy Pretzel. Anyway, I'm here to do my TNA pay-per-view predictions for Lockdown. And this pay-per-view is kind of interesting. Kind of some of the matches are hard to predict, but some of them definitely could have had some better productivity to it. Build-up. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Or build-up with a hyphen between the two words. Anyway, alright, let's go into the show here. So we got the TNA World Championship. We got AJ Styles defending against the Pope, Angelo De Niro. Oh, and all the matches are taking place in the steel cage. You guys all know that. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the Pope on this one as the new champion. AJ's had a very good title reign, but Ric Flair can't really get in the cage, and even if he does get in the ring somehow, he probably won't do much. So they've been booking Pope pretty good lately. I'd like them to keep his push going, and what better way than to give him the title? You know, he won the last pay-per-view against all odds as number one contender, but he didn't get the title shot just yet. They had some decent build-up to their match, so I'm going to go with the Pope on this one. New champion. Next matchup, we got the Lethal Lockdown match. We got Team Hogan, which is Abyss, Hardy, Rob Van Dam, and Jeff Jarrett, fourth guy, versus Team Flair, which was Sting, Beer Money, and Desmond Wolfe. I'm going to go with Team Hogan on this one because pretty much like on Impact last week or this week or whatever. Actually, it would be this week because it's still theoretically the same week. On Impact this week, Team Flair pretty much like had all the momentum in the world, and usually when they have about the bad guys dominate the good guys, usually at the pay-per-view the good guys pull it out. So I'm gonna go with Team Hogan to pull out this one. In fact, I'll even go to the next matchup. I'm gonna go in a different order here. The Rob Van Dam versus James Storm matchup. I'm picking James Storm because, again, the bad guys will have the advantage going into the matchup. So, maybe some kind of interference from Rude or something, but yeah, James Storm will beat Van Dam in my opinion. Kevin Nash versus Eric Young in a grudge match, kind of. The whole, Nash betraying Young and then Young wanting vengeance. Kind of a toss-up. I really don't know who's going to win this matchup. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Eric Young. I don't know, some kind of roll-up win or something. I'm gonna go with Eric Young. I don't know, he's kind of had somewhat of a push, and really, he's got more to gain than Nash does. So, I mean, Nash doesn't really have to beat Eric Young, but Young would have to beat Nash, in my opinion. Oh, great, there goes the rest of my notes. So, I'll have to remember these matches off the top of my head. Beautiful People versus Tara and Angelina Love. This matchup kind of just showed up at the last minute, like on Impact. And it's kind of a weird matchup. They have all the Knockouts titles on the line, which is, it's Beautiful People, specifically Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne defending their tag titles versus Angelina Love's women's title with Tara as her partner. Yeah, I really didn't like the whole, Tara losing the title without getting pinned thing. I thought that was bullshit. That was really bad booking. I'm gonna go with, this is another match that's kind of a toss-up. I'm gonna go with Angelina Love and, Tara to get the tag titles, and the reason I'm gonna go with that is because it seems like they're having a little feud going between them, because of that whole Angelina getting the title without pinning Tara. So, and generally, wrestling in general, they like to have, singles feuds, have guys be the tag champions, at least for a month or two for some reason, so they can be forced to work together, and then they have their eventual breakup and their rivalry and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go with Angelina Love and Tara on that one. Let's see. X Division title, we got Douglas Williams defending against Kazarian and Shannon Moore in a triple threat. Let's see. Well, Kazarian's had, some momentum going lately, and Moore's been having a pretty good push lately. Doug Williams, obviously a champion. They did a good job on Impact, I thought, with like Williams was doing commentary versus Moore and Kazarian's match. Like, those guys had a great match on its own that went the whole time limit, and then Williams was, basically talking trash, saying, he doesn't have to do the high-flying moves of the X Division. He could just do a simple ground and pound style move that he does and doing his thing. He's been a pretty decent X Division champion, so I'm going to go with Douglas Williams on this one. Shannon Moore, he's getting the push, but I don't think he's going to get the title just yet. I think the feud will keep going after the pay-per-view. And Kazarian, same thing. They might do like another triple threat down the road or something. This could be kind of like the new AJ Styles versus Daniels versus Joe kind of triple threat type feud. But this is pretty cool feud though. And trying to think if I skipped any matches or not. Let's see. Let me see. I counted. Oh, Mr. Anderson versus Kurt Angle. Definitely they did a good job with this feud. This is probably like the best built-up feud for the whole pay-per-view. It's kind of weird, though, because it's got the whole United States Army involved in it. Generally seems the cheap way to go with feuds nowadays. Especially with Kurt Angle, he don't need that kind of thing. Again, kind of a tough matchup to call. I'm going to go with Mr. Anderson. And, again, I think Anderson's got more to gain than Angle does. And Angle's taking time off afterwards, so, saying, he's not hurt and blah, blah, blah. So this could be like a way for Anderson to get more momentum to, put him on the shelf sort of deal. But I think Anderson could use the momentum, so I'm going to go with Anderson. And I think that's it. I think that's all the matches. Let's see. Main event, Lethal Lockdown, Nash versus Young, Anderson versus Angle, Beautiful People, X Division. Oh, they had Team 3D versus Waltman and Scott Hall in this pay-per-view, too. Team 3D is going to win because the band won on Impact this week. And obviously, I think the band's going to get more offense in this time than they did on Impact. That was pretty much like a squash for 3D, even though they lost the match. But, yeah, 3D is going to win. I think they got more to gain than the band does. This band's not really doing much. They're taking over the show, but they're not really, like, going for titles or nothing, so I'm confused how they're taking it over. I think I'm taking over Impact more than they are. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I miss the matchup, I'll add it in with my editing FX. So yeah, that's TNA Lockdown. I think it'll be a good pay-per-view. I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say. Drink Coca-Cola. Peace out. The reason that the band needs to change their name is because their band sounds like, if they ever say something about, yeah, the band needs to play on, they're referring to a movie called And the Band Played On, which is a somewhat of a documentary-ish type movie about HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, and AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So that's another reason why the band needs to change their name, because they're obviously referring to HIV and AIDS, which is something you totally don't want to get. So that's my 2 cents on the band needs to change their name. Thank you.